We have to make sure we got the mic on. Yep. Y'all know what it is. Eagles Way of Boxing here on a Friday. Y'all know what's up. Don't act like you don't know, because you know. Yeah, we back up in here. My brother out there, salute. D to the Bay. You're the only one I can see. Let me get my settings and everything correct in here. That way, Friday, I don't want no sneak attacks or nothing like that. So, no sneak attacks on Friday. I'm all behind. Didn't sign in. I was just putting my crown on. I had the camera going. Everything. So that's what it is. Okay, let me get my top chat in there. And I don't know. Friday people usually stop by. I would hope that they drop down today. A lot of times they just don't. But they'll give me the thumbs up, and then they won't drop down. But yeah, I don't. People have other stuff to do. All we get is rumors and stuff in boxing. That's all boxing is about lately. Just rumors, and we're not gonna get. It seems like we're not gonna get the things that we want to get. You know what I mean? The fights that we want to get. If anybody's even gonna fight, man, some of these fighters been out of boxing. Oh, it's gonna go on, yeah, a year and a half, 2 years. Some of them rolling up on 2 years. Yeah, and like I said, we can't get involved with them the way that they want us to. You know, and a lot of stuff that fighters are saying, like with Bud and some of the fighters, what they say. What you're doing is you're killing your own. You're shooting your own self. I thought Bud was a little bit more intelligent, but I don't know. I didn't really read. I just listened. I just more or less look at the. Well, I do read, but I read just the comment, just if that's what you're saying. I don't have to listen to the whole story. If your statement is that somebody is worried about you or something like that, I don't know. It's always two sides to a story. There's always two sides, and there's the truth. Now, one person may definitely be telling the truth. You know, one person might be telling the truth, but then who knows? You come to find out, it's not that they was necessarily lying, but they just maybe they seen things their way, and that was it. That's all it was. They seen things their way on both sides. No, that's the way I saw it. It's just like judging a fight or something like that. You know what I mean? But it gets a little deeper than that, because let me just throw something out there. I got intelligence right now out there, and a lot of times I don't have all the intelligence out there, but sometimes when I have intelligence out there, I can put it up, because even on founding, like say for instance, so this is our public address again, like we always do. It's just just information and just thoughts. So this is our public. We'll call it the opine. The public opine is that you get a story, or you get a couple of stories of how the country was actually founded and all that, right? So you get a couple of stories, but who's the narrator? Who's the storyteller? Right? Because there's always different sides to the story. And why don't we have a lot of storytellers? Just think about that. Out of 100 people, today, how many out of 100 people love to read? Out of 100 people. And how many people out of 100 people love to write? Or they like writing. A lot of people don't like writing, and a lot of people don't like reading. But out of 100, how many? That's the question. Out of 100, how many? You see? Out of 100 or so, how many people love to read or don't like to read? So even if we put it low, 1 out of 100. And let's say, for instance, you got, okay, that's today. Think about it like this. So we're saying today. Today, maybe if Derek Brady puts out a real low number, it's 1% of people. Okay, so let's step it back. If you could read, that's a commodity, right? if you could write, that's more of a commodity. Not anybody can get on the keyboard and do one letter at a time and write something, right? So let's go back 200 years ago. Let's just say 200 years ago. 1 out of 100 people that could read and write. How many of you think enjoyed reading? Just put up out of 100. How many out of 100 enjoyed reading, and then how many of them enjoyed writing? Now, I'm not just doing this in vain and nothing like that, because there's a point to this whole process of asking those simple questions right there. Is how many 200 years ago? We'll take it back further than that. Let's go 400 years ago. 400 years ago, and we know that, I mean, just from what we see and just the way that the cinematic play on it would tend to have you believe that 400 years ago there was a lot of dum-dums. Nobody read. But they did an awful lot of writing back then that we have our hands on. They did a lot of writing. Who's doing all this writing? Okay, so if you could read, that was so much of a commodity. It's not like your programming. That's almost equivalent, and that's almost equivalent to somebody who could really work on computers real good or something like that. Or what's the technology, like the phones and all that, like the iPhones and all that, the smartphones. That somebody really was heavy into that. You know what I mean? So 400 years ago, just think about it. And Derek Beatty puts like, he said, I would say all of them who could read would read, and then writing too. So they're not just reading, because their correspondence was probably some kind of memos, letters, or whatever, right? Because that was something that everybody wasn't afforded, and it was always because of money. Because of money, but now it's more or less free, right? Because your taxes pay for it if you're in public school, right? So now everybody's afforded the opportunity to read and write. Why? Is it because of what they're giving you to read and write? Was it more of a luxury back then because of what they was giving you? Or was it more of a luxury because you got to present your side, or you got to present what you witness? But how many authors do we have that, like, for instance, even in schools, how many authors do they have when they start teaching about, the history of this country? How many authors do they have? How many authors do they have? It's not very many. And how many authors do they always talk about? They talk about the same authors over and over. Even when it comes to fictional stories or whatever, the same authors come up over and over again. From the 1800s and all that, 1700s, the same authors. Like the Steinbecks and stuff like that, huh? You always, like Steinbeck, you always hear stories about that. I see out there, salute to Gil Cole, salute to Derek Beatty again, salute to y'all. But you always hear these stories, so it's the same authors all the time. Why is it? Why is it always Shakespeare? Why is it always something like that? Why is it always Steinbeck? Why is it something like that? Why is it Frost? Why these different authors all the time? And then when it comes to history, how many works cited, or how many people do you see out there that actually did the history to verify it and say this is what happened? I'm just going over some information that earlier that, when they said that, as far as like colonizing and stuff like that, it was no colonizing, was just breaking up territory. It wasn't no colonizing. It was just breaking up, oh, this is ours and that, it was never yours in the first place. But even when, a lot of the so-called, and I don't like to call it nobody like the African Americans, a lot of them are not even African American. They think they was, your brown ass was already here because you was the victim of a slave trader. And that's that Cristobal Colombo was a slave trader before he even got here. He was a conqueror, or like a, we just go in and wipe out indigenous and trade them, send them off to Spain and or whatever else. And people don't even talk about like the condition, like all these conditions. And I started thinking about it, and I know what it was mostly for me. In my opinion, I think that the trips from the Americas over to Europe, I think what really killed the natives was just the cold and sleep deprivation. You're just shivering in cold, and you're not really sleeping because of the rocky seas. You're not sleeping. You're really not eating. You're throwing up everything you eat. So all those different conditions, your body can't take that, but forever. You just can't. 30, 40 days, whatever. You can't take that. It's just too much. But that's another story that people don't understand, is that if you have a person that's known as being a trader, a slave trader, and then he lands here, but you're saying that people were bought here. No, a lot of these people were leaving here. They were leaving from up north in Canada. They were leaving from down here. They was leaving from the Caribbean. Everywhere is where they was actually, getting their labor from. Anyway, I'm just, the reason I brought that up is not to bring up any kind of controversy or nothing like that, but it's to bring up the fact of stories. Everybody have their story. Gil come in here with his stories. Yeah. And I bring that up before, Derek. I don't like to say that a lot because people get so turned off when I say that. Because I said that's the number one weapon. That's just, this ain't, well, you already said it, brother, so that's cool. I'm glad that you understand that. That's the number one weapon is disease, and they even using it right in front of us right today. And people ain't getting it. Look at Gil say, huh? I was just talking about stories, Gil. I say everybody got their story. But, you have to really look into it to find out, is your history lineal? Is the history that they gave you, is that something that's going, is it lining up? Or is it something, or is it backwards? If you research yourself, you're going to find out that the history that you've been taught is going to be backwards. When they're saying they're going one way, they're actually going the opposite way. Because that's the way certain individuals or certain groups of people, that's the way they talk. Even today, when they tell us one thing, it's actually just the opposite. This is like they have those days where, they call it opposite days, the opposite. I don't know if you had that in school, but it's opposite day or whatever. You wear pajamas and stuff during the day. I mean, throughout the day or something like that, or you switch up. And some people will switch up with the girls or whatever, but that's opposite. So opposite day. So if you look at opposite, because even the way they calculate the day is opposite. Because the night is always dark before it's light. And that's how the day is measured. It's measured by darkness. Okay, it's dark. Okay, sleep time is dark. Okay, now it's light. That's the way the day is supposed to be measured. It's supposed to be night to day, back to night. And then that's the day. It's not supposed to be day to night. That's the opposite. That's the opposite. So everything a lot of things that you've been taught, I'm just throwing it out there, is opposite. The stories, even if you believe them or not, you said, oh yeah, this is what history says. No. You have to know who the author is. If the author is a liar, then how much of it should you believe? Probably zero. Well, actually zero. That's what you're supposed to believe. But let me get in here, and that's part of my thing, Derek. And hopefully you get to go see my video and stuff. I'm gonna do something else. I may get to do something tomorrow. I don't know. It might not be live, but I'm gonna see if I can do something tomorrow. I got these knuckleheads to see if they can get together, and I'm just gonna try to get some opinions and stuff, and then I'll upload it. But that all depends on if I can get sides to actually say something, because people don't want to say stuff sometimes. They get all quiet. Oh, they get quiet. And then I had to end up asking all the questions and have to answer everything because there people get quiet because they don't. I don't know. They get stuck in that mentality. Well, I don't want to say it out loud. No, no, you have to. You have to speak out loud. You get the freedom of speech, so you have to. You have to say it out loud. The other channel is Many Kind Hearts, which is 3 words: many, kind, and then hearts. Yeah, that's the one. Anyway, let me see what y'all got. Anyway, salute to Derek. Derek Bailey says salute at Eagles way of boxing. Derek Bailey said, yeah, they won't stay active. Yeah, these damn fighters, man. You need to get their ass out there and fight. Somebody go. There's gonna be some devastating knockouts. That's why we're having all these devastating knockouts. Uh, right now we're in a situation to where heavy punchers are going to be. This probably should be favored, like a heavy puncher. And yes, you just stayed active. Like I'm gonna tell you, like the little guy, like Fulton. Fulton just went in there. And he showed he showed his guts. He was fighting inside and everything. He did. This is a good job. But that Aleem, man, I don't know. That'll be a good fight, man. That Aleem looked good too, though. Aleem, he wasn't fighting no slouch, man. The guy that he beat just came off of like he took his knockout away from him or something. That's what I mean. Because I went back and listened to the broadcasters, and they said they took one. He was basically like six consecutive knockouts, but then they narrowed it down to 4 because they took one away because of something. They just gave him like a technical decision or something. I don't know. They didn't want him to have that 6 knockouts, but he's a tough little guy, man. And he took a lot. He took a lot before before his corner decided to throw it in. It just wasn't his night. That's the best thing to do. And just like the very first fight too, same thing. The corner threw in the towel because the guy was already got knocked down a couple of times. Too many points. Too early in the fight and too many points. Too much to overcome. And you're a last minute replacement. It was just way too much to overcome. And then he lost 2 points on top of that for a low blow. Wow. That's too much. You can't overcome all that. Yeah. But you're right. We was talking about, if somebody that many years ago would read. And the reason I brought that up, Derek, is because now that you see that if that many people would be entertained by reading and writing, then we should have a lot more books. So in other words, what I'm subscribing to you is that we have actually been withheld information because there's some more stories that we need to hear. You know what I mean? And I don't know how you can get to those stories besides Library of Congress or something like that, or also, visiting other countries. I mean, especially if you speak other languages or something, just visit other countries and you're going to be shocked. You're going to be shocked because there's other countries that are going to tell a whole different story. And then it's going to be up to you to weigh which story is true. But you're going to figure it out easy. You're going to figure it out easy, brother. Once you get to another country, you'll figure out the story easy. You'll figure it out just by going and talking, because a lot of them, like I said, a mistake is teaching somebody a worldwide language that everybody uses. That's a mistake. And when you teach local people your language and stuff, because then they start telling on you. That's what happened. They start telling on you because you shouldn't have never done that. Especially if you was some kind of a conqueror or something like that. Don't give your language away. Keep your language, because they're gonna start telling. Yeah. But it was definitely a luxury. Derek Ray said it was a luxury. He said, yep. Yeah. And then Gil Cole's finally up in here. Sup equals way up. And then Derek Bailey at the salute for Gil Coles. Man, we gotta salute you out, brother. Gil Coles is right back at Derek Bailey. Sup, homie? And then Derek Bailey told me, yeah, those the diseases. Yeah. I'm gonna stay on that. People hate when I say that, because I wear a blanket coat, and I went to the city, and I had it's a blanket coat. I can't show it to you. I'm gonna show it to you guys one day. I can't show it to you because the camera's not in full. I have to do it like mobile or something like that. You know what I mean? I have to do, like, if I do something on the phone, and then I can have somebody stand back and then they can show you, because it's a full length coat made out of blankets. And I know it rings back and you start thinking, well, blankets, yeah. And the reason we use these warrior coats, capotes, we use these coats made out of wool because the blankets before the incidents were good blankets. And so what we did is we just took that and we made a lot of wares out of the blankets, and we traded furs. And so some lady sees me, and she says on the street when I was in the city, she said, oh, nice robe. And then I just look at her. I said, it's not a robe. And then her friend, she was with a friend of hers. Just she all of a sudden she just said, because me and my medicine man had his on too. And so she said, oh no, that's she said they're fur traders. That's what she said. She said they're fur traders. She said those are Hudson Bay. She's talking about the blankets. She said those are Hudson Bay, not Penalty. Those are Hudson Bay. But she said, yeah, they're fur traders. I said, no, we're a lot more than that. I said, we're not just fur traders and stuff like that. And then I broke down the story about the Capote store. I said, yeah, but this is just one of the things I said that we did. I mean, but we weren't just into nothing but fur trade and stuff like that. You know, and why are you talking about fur trade? This is 2021 now. You're talking about fur trade. No, she didn't want to say she didn't want to say the word, you know, that they're indigenous to this country or originally or nothing. She didn't want to say nothing like that. So she just had to make it seem like we were way back in the 1800s. Oh, the fur traders, yeah. I'm like, okay. Yeah. But that's how people talk to you sometimes. But that's what it is, Derek. That was before. Before, I think 1834? Yeah, before the definitely poisonous blankets. And Gil Cole said, huh? Yep. And then Derek Bailey back. It's a narrative. That's exactly what it is. It's always a narrative. Jay Cool's up in here, right? Did I say see Jay Cooley up in here? Yeah, Jay Cooley up in here, man. When last time y'all seen him? Yeah, 2 years. He said Char. Yeah, Derek Bailey making Char is fighting tonight. How is he still WBA champ and hasn't fought 3 or 4 years? Oh man, I don't know. Don't even ask me. Oh yeah, but this is the thing. I didn't look it up. I just been so busy and stuff. Who the hell is Broner fighting? Who's Broner fighting? You know Broner got to fight, right? Who's Broner fighting? Y'all give me drop me a name, man. You guys can be the one that breaks that story out in here. But anyway, salute to Jay Cooley up in here. Yeah, Derek Bay said Wilder should have went after Char. Yeah. You know what? I'm just thinking that that he has a great chance. I see you down there, Michael Johnson's Boxing Talking More. I haven't got down there, but I see you. Salute to you, brother. Salute to you and Jay Cooley. Just because of what I said, because of skill sets, it would be dangerous, extra dangerous for Tyson Fury to even fight Wilder without a couple of fights. But I'm not going to give anybody fights anymore. And you guys already know because I already explained this. We're not giving nobody no fights. And hit my thumbs up before y'all hit that live. But anyway, we're not going to give anybody, you understand? There's no leniency today. Because if Earl Spence got beat up by a car and came back and fought right away, a tough opponent, then there's no excuse for nobody else. Nobody's went through anything worse than that. So bring your ass back and fight. I don't want to hear. If I hear tune-up, I'm going to tune your ass out. I don't want to see you. If you say anything about, if anybody says anything about a tune-up, I don't even want to, believe me, I don't want to hear from them. I don't care who it is. I don't care. I don't care if it's the best. I don't care who it is. You can name anybody, and if they say tune-up, I don't even want to hear it. I don't want to hear nothing about tune-ups. That's old. That's old school stuff now. That's something from 2019 or something on back. So tune-ups was from 2019 back. But for right now, anything, there's no tune-up. So no such thing as tune-up. For 2021, the end of 2020 and the beginning of 2021, no more tune-ups. I don't want to hear, oh, he need to get back in. No. You shouldn't have had your ass out. Everybody's out. So get your ass in there and fight. Yep. Gil Cole said, I bet this EJ versus Bud talk is the start of hyping up this fight. For me, and that you got a good point there, but for me, you can't even hype it up no more. You can't even hype the fight up. This shit's overhyped. You can't hype it up. I don't know. I got to ask Derek Bailey. I can't even ask nobody else. I got to ask Derek Bailey. Is Bud... shooting his own self in the foot? That's all I'm gonna ask. I mean, anybody can answer that, but is Bud shooting his own self in the foot? And I'm gonna tell you why I said that. You might be able to explain it yourself, but I'm gonna tell you why I said that too. I keep saying this, man. People get it twisted or something. Bud is not the brightest lamp on the street, man. All the bolstering and all that shit, that never gets your ass a fight. I'm gonna ask you a question. So all the bolstering and all that shit, did they ever work with Floyd Mayweather? It didn't work with him very often. If you just really got on his nerves, then yeah, maybe. But he wouldn't bless you up with millions of dollars if you just because you run in your mouth. Shane, the reason Shane got his fight because Shane was like over boastful. Shane was in the ring with him and all that, and just talking like he got it like that. Yeah, I'm gonna take you out and that. And Shane got one thing. Only thing Shane is remembered for in that whole fight is that he so-called hurt Mayweather a little bit. But if you tell me that Mayweather didn't hurt him any time in the fight, then something's wrong with you. But that got him a fight. But that don't always work. Because nobody's trying to hear you just because you get all, you blowing yourself up like, yeah, I'm about that. Just because you blow yourself up like that doesn't mean that people are going to fall for it. You know what I mean? Nobody's falling for that. Oh, yeah, I'm blowing myself up. Yeah, I'm the man. I'm the man out here. What? It don't work like that, son. It's not going to work. And I'm going to tell you, because maybe if you respond or not, but I'm going to tell you why I say that about Bud. As a matter of fact, I'll ask you another question. Could Bud have a better approach in order to get a fight with EJ? But then side that real quick. You got to slide that to the side. And then you got to realize that, or is Master Bob messing everything up too, though? You realize that? We always got to figure that out. Is Master Bob messing everything up? Huh? Because it might be a thing where Master Bob is messing everything up too. That's the promoter. Is he really trying? Are they really trying to get these fights done? Because I told you that Bob is about the protection for the money. Loma already disappointed him. Is he even mentioning Loma right now? He hardly ever mentioned Loma no more. Like Loma, you done messed my money up. Because Loma done messed his money up. Bob is about his money. He's a promoter. He's not about you as a fighter. Yeah. Yeah. But we'll see if all that hype is doing anything. But anyway, welcome to Jay Cooley back up in here, though. He said, what up, Eagle? He said, the brothers and sisters. He said, my birthday today. Okay. He got the $ up, Jay Cooley. Okay, at the 55. He said, got the zero. He got the 50 cents up there. Yeah. Well, much appreciate, love, my people. Yeah, much. Yeah. Well, happy birthday to you out there. Happy Earth Day to you. This is your day of coming out. Anyway, and also the biggest salute go out to your mom and your dad for allowing you to still be here. That's how I always celebrated my birthday, and when I got wise, because when you realize they doing stuff backwards, that's what they doing stuff backwards, because you're not supposed to celebrate your birthday. But this is just my opine. I'll use it as my opine, because a lot of people don't want that type of knowledge to hit them like that. And so the thing is, when it comes to birthday, you always honor your parents on your birthday, because they gave you the right to be here. There's a lot of bitches out there aborting babies and shit, and then take those babies and do whatever they want to with them. But anyway, I'm just saying that your parents allow you to be here. So it's like, yeah, I really appreciate you, letting me, I know God gave me the breath and all that, but I appreciate you letting me stay around and, not doing something foul to me, to mess me all up, brought me up nice and strong and everything. That's what it is. Anyway, Derek Bay said, yep, that's what most people do, visit other countries and get the real history. That's it. That's what you got to do, man. If you don't go to another country, if you just stay here and listen to this shit, you in trouble. If you listen to all what we talk about, what they talk about here, your ass in trouble, man. You got to get your ass. You got to escape up out of here, and not just to Canada and Mexico, because they're gonna tell the same lies. But you go up deep enough in Canada, and you'll find out. Because why? Just anything about Canada. Just think about why in Nova Scotia. Why is this? There's just a small community of brown skins up there. Why? How'd they get there? What was all that about? Well, you gotta do the history, man. Why are they up there? For what? It's not built up or nothing. It's not like they didn't need brown skins up there. Why are they up there? They got a history. Because that was not always Nova Scotia. It had a different name. It was known as a territory. And a lot of the stuff up there is still known as territories. Because sometimes they don't let stuff go. These are like down south, what they got. How y'all divided up down south, Gil? Down south. I'll let one of y'all bring it up. How y'all divide up stuff? You guys got more than just cities and states. How do they divide it up? Not just counties. How do they divide it up? I'll let y'all speak on it, but y'all already know because I got people from down there too. So, I'll say one thing. Just in case they don't want to say it, but parishes, right? Parish. Does that sound familiar? A parish. Yeah. Why you call stuff parish anyway? Anyway, Jay Cooley, salute out to Derek Bay. He said salute, bruh. Jay Cooley, but back to Jay Cooley and Derek again. Okay, so he wrote Derek. Gil Cole's crying. Okay, then I'm catching up. What it do? Broner should fight Prograis. I don't know, but who is he fighting? No, he's supposed to fight. Okay, there we go. Giovanni Santiago. There we go. Because I didn't know who he was. That's why it slipped my mind. I didn't know who he was fighting. I'm not really familiar with Santiago like that. I don't keep up with him. Yeah. Derek Bailey is salute at Michael Johnson's Boxing Talk. And then Michael Johnson's Boxing Talk right now. What it do, brother? What it do? Everybody what it does. What it do and what it don't do. Yep. But he should, yeah. That'll be, yeah, Rougarou. Okay, so if Broner did fight Rougarou, I mean, because that's, okay, since you guys brought it up, though. But if Broner fights Rougarou, aren't they both on our list? Not our list, but you guys' list. Let me show it. Let me show it just in case y'all forget. This in case you forgot. And what does that do to propel any of them off of this list? Right? Let me see. Make sure I got if the mic is going left. This is the Web Watchers page right here, right? Aren't they both on here? Or I don't know how Rue got off of there. Or that's him up there. No, he's off of here, but he's supposed to be on this page too. So how do you guys promote him off of here? Will a fight with Broner, will that take Rougarou off of this page, off of this MF page here? See? Michael Johnson, Boxer Talker Fool. He said, I'm taking my car to Canelo for a tune-up. He said, I'm gonna pay him in beer. Canelo be underneath the hood like that. There we go. But Gil Cole's back. Okay, now I'm caught up. It took 5 years for Floyd versus Pac. How much pay-per-view and money they make? I said this EJ versus Bud talk is the same thing, just on a smaller level. They gonna drag it out, but I bet they fight this year. I don't know if they gonna fight this year or not. It might be better things for Earl, and it might, because you still got to realize, look at it like this, because you got these up and coming fighters that want it. That was part of the topic today too, though, for the Friday wrap. Not just because the small guys, because you guys brought it up, and I was thinking about it. Oh, why am I itchy? I put this lotion on. Maybe I'm allergic to this damn lotion I use. But anyway, so I put, I was gonna put the little guys up today because you guys brought it up, but I was thinking about it too. So we can forget EJ, forget Bud. I will talk about him for a second, but that's it. I don't really want them to consume my chat today. I just don't, because whenever it happens, it happens. I'm not gonna sit there and I don't care if when it happens, it happens. If it don't happen, I don't think that Earl was scared or nothing like that. I think it's something else underhanded, and you guys already know who it is. Do I have to say it? Do I have to say it, Derek Brady, or does this make it clear? Y'all know what it is, man. Y'all come to visit Eagle enough times, so y'all gonna know what it is. But the little guys is stepping up, man. The Fultons and stuff like that is stepping up. The Aleems are stepping up, right? Even Leo did he did good. And the Rolly, I don't know Rolly, and this is so well since this is a wrap too though. But look, I've been noticing about fighters and a lot of Mayweather fighters too. Is anytime they get tagged or they getting some kind of exchanges, a lot of these fighters are stretching their neck out. Why are they doing that? Because Floyd did it every once in a while when he got against the rope. Every once in a while he would go like that, like he was drowning or something. But most of the time he kept it tucked in and he went back, shoulder rolled it, got that shoulder up and went around or whatever. But why aren't these fighters learning that, especially if they're in there? And one more criticism for you, Floyd, is you had one fighter that you praised, and everybody know that you praise Rolly so much because you saying that Rolly should fight. If Ryan Garcia should fight Rolly, if he wants to get a shot at Tank. Okay, I seen Rolly, and Rolly didn't look as good his very last fight yet, but the fight before that he didn't look as good, and he has his chin up too though. But here's my criticism for you again. Is why are you everywhere, but you ain't nowhere around your fighters? You had a fighter that lost a fight that might have been considered a little bit close. I seen Fulton whoop him. But where was your ass at? You had two fighters on that card. You got one that you get so braggarty about, but you ain't. I don't know. He's his ass phony to me. I don't care. That dude's phony, man. I don't care. But they might be this. But as long as it stays conversation and they gonna run it up like that, then we just gonna just wait, because we don't have a choice but to wait. That's all we can do is just wait and see what they do. Let's see what they do. That's all we can do. There's nothing else we can do. Do I want to wait on it? Yeah, I don't know. It becomes less important as time goes by because they need to just be fighting. I don't care. Just fight. Bud need to fight. And if Bud fight Earl like next or something, Bud's going to be in trouble. And like I said, I'm not going to give nobody the tune-up or you need to get some, you need a couple of fights before you fight somebody. But right now, Earl's weight is going to edge his ass way out. Earl just came out of a big fight, a hard fight. Bud just ain't having no hard fights. Except that one where he got knocked down in, but he's not, and he is going to get hit. Everybody make it seem like Bud he's so fast and he's not. Everybody has hit Bud. Earl's gonna hit Bud. That's the difference. That's gonna be the difference. That might be the difference in the fight. Earl expects to get hit. See? Earl expects to get hit. But does Bud expect to get hit? And does he go into panic mode if he gets hit? Does he just start trying to trade? Right up Earl. Earl wants you to trade with him. Earl is the type, he want to taste what power you got. He don't care. It's like, yeah, you hit hard, but yeah, that's nothing. You ain't going to phase me. I see it coming or whatever. That's how Earl fight. And people just got to realize that's just the dog in him. That's how he fight. He don't care. He don't care what another fighter got. A lot of fighters always care. And they was throwing out, and what people aren't realizing also is you had to listen to what Danny Garcia said about Earl Spence. And I brought it up before. He said Earl Spence is stronger than Keith Thurman and stronger than Sean Porter. He said he's stronger. And Earl just came out of getting beat up by a Ferrari and he's stronger. You think Earl ain't going to get even stronger? He's stronger than them boys, man. And plus the boxing and everything else. The boxing and IQ. And just the dog in him. I'm just saying. Earl on power and being a dog, I'm just saying. Somebody may take him out or beat him or whatever, but I gotta lean towards him if I'm gonna lean. But then again, I don't give a damn. He can get knocked out in 20 seconds of the first round. I don't see it happening, but he can. It can happen. I'm not gonna change and say he didn't have dog in him. It's just somebody else has something else. Yeah, you're right though, Derek Bailey. I see what you're saying. The Gyokos, Derek Bailey back there said nothing. They just been going back and forth with each other. It's a fan fight. Yeah, but it's a fan. If all you're gonna do is just go back and forth with somebody, you're not really getting nothing done. But you know what it does? It plays into the fanboys and fangirls. Everybody falls for it and shit, all that hype and shit. But Earl ain't really going back. I don't think Earl really goes back and forth with people like that. I think the most time that you will see Earl talk is if he gets a fight with Keith Thurman. That's the only time you're going to really hear Earl talking a lot. Because he hate on Keith. He don't like Keith. I think it's funny when somebody just don't like each other. Like, I don't like him, man. He's phony. I just want to knock. Because I remember, because those are good fights, man. Those are good fights. I remember when Marvin Hagler didn't like you, man. It was a good fight when he hated your ass. When certain fighters just didn't like you, it's a good fight. Muhammad Ali, he used to do a lot of talking and stuff, right? You know what I'm saying? He got a lot of talking. And a lot of people love his talking and stuff like that. But Ali would talk to everybody. He would make himself just not like you. Like when I say not like you, he just like, I know I got to beat you up. But if he didn't have to make himself not like you, if he just didn't like you, then you was going to get beat up. He might not even knock you out. And Ali had a whole lot of knockout power. People just didn't know because he didn't. If he wanted to sit down, he'll knock you out the ring if he wanted to sit down on his punches. A lot stronger than what people thought. He's way stronger than what people thought. But if he wanted to beat you up, you know what I mean? You was going to get beat up. Yeah, you was going to get beat up. Believe that, baby. You was going to get beat up. If he needed to beat you up, then you was going to get beat up. If he just didn't like you, you was getting beat up. I like that when fighters just don't like. Because the Mike Tyson versus, what's the Jamaican guy's name? What was his name? Was he Jamaican or Haitian? What was his name? Was it Ruddock? I think it was Razor Ruddock. Okay, I believe that's it. I think it was Razor Ruddock. Now, Mike Tyson didn't like Razor Ruddock. He talked a lot of shit about a lot of fighters, but he didn't like Razor Ruddock. And those end up being classic fights. They end up being such good fights. The first fight should have never been stopped, but Razor Ruddock was just, I think he got cheated out of some fights too, though. I think he got stopped too early. I think, I think Lennox Lewis, I think they stopped the fight too soon. They didn't want Lewis to taste that power. I don't think people would have liked Razor Ruddock as really a champ. He was kind of just like laid back, the mellow Jamaican type, kind of cool, but not really a big talker, not really a good person to have in the spotlight. And they still do that today, but let's not touch on it much. Let's just leave it alone and let it be the way it is, as long as you have that understanding about what's going on. Let somebody else think the way that they think. Yeah, but a lot of fighters, man, if they just didn't like you, they'll beat you up. And that makes for good boxing, though. When you got one fighter that just don't like, I don't like him, I'm gonna beat him up, and they beat you up. That's like Floyd Mayweather didn't like. I don't think he liked Gotti because the people was talking so much, and he beat him up. You know what I mean? Certain fighters, and Mayweather wasn't known, like everybody know, brittle hands and disease and all this shit, and it's not, you can't get nobody knocked out, but he didn't like him. And people do other stuff to you when they just don't like you. And a lot of fighters have power that you don't know, like Purnell. Purnell. I used to love Purnell, but Purnell, Sweet Pea Whitaker, had power. A lot of people didn't know he had power. He actually has a one-punch knockout he might have more than one in his resume, but he got a dramatic one against the Puerto Rican champ. I forget his name, but yeah, but he put his ass out with one shot. Boom. It's like the shot hit. It was so quick, and the dude just like dropped. He just dropped straight on his face. I'm like, wow. So be careful when fighters don't like you. Don't make somebody hate you. Just get them mad enough to, try to make them get out of character, but don't make them like all they doing is concentrating. Yeah, they just concentrating everything they doing. They don't even want to fight. All they doing is just ducking and blocking. They just looking for a shot. Like, I'm gonna take him out. That's all. Or I'm just gonna beat him up. I don't care what happened. Somebody's getting beat up. That makes good fights though. We want to see those, but at the same time, we don't want to see every fight like that because we'll have every career be so shortened. If that happened tomorrow, all the fighters that's in the professional ranks in boxing, if they all just fight tomorrow, all of them, again, whatever the opponent, just match them up, all of them, and they just hated each other, and we just had nothing but brawls, and they did that for a couple of years. After a while, it wouldn't be half as many people in boxing. Gil Cole said, I got EJ beating Bud, but Keith beats both of them. Yeah, Keith beats both of them, but he couldn't even beat Manny. Get your ass out of here. There you go, Derek. That's right. Like Terrell. That's right. Yep. Terrell Ali just didn't like him because he kept running his mouth. I see you down there, Yasser Hussein. Salute to you. No, he kept running his mouth to Ali, and Ali's like, I think he was saying, I never had a man that I wanted to whoop so bad. I think that was him that he said that. I don't want to misquote, but I think that's the guy that he said that he wanted to whoop so bad. Just telling everybody to get to the studios or whatever. He said, yeah, he wanted to beat him up. But Ali beat up a lot of people. If you look at some of the footage, like from the 60s or whatever, he beat up a lot of people. I mean, I was watching this one fight where he had somebody, he was body punching up top to bottom. And I'm going to say he hit the guy with over 20 punches in the corner. With nothing coming. I mean, he just was up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. And then he just shoe shined out on him and then just backed up. I'm like, God dang, the quickness. Oh, no, people underestimate his speed, I think, a lot of times. For a heavyweight, not because they always say for a heavyweight. No, it wasn't for a heavyweight. He was lightning fast, man. He just had that. He was lightning fast. Yep. But yeah, sir said salute to Eagle. Okay, right before that, he said Burbick. No, it was Burbick. It was Donovan Razor Ruddock. That's what it was. The Burbick fight, the Tyson Burbick, that's when the belt changed hands. That was a blowout. That was a one punch that turned into like what, 3 or 4 knockdowns. Mike Tyson hit him and he couldn't. His hair was like this. He just couldn't get up. He's trying his best to get up, and he couldn't get up. That's what that was. But anyway, I see you down there. He said salute Eagle, salute to Derek Bailey and Gil Coles. Salute at Yasser Hussein. That's coming from Derek Bailey and Gil Coles at Yasser Hussein with the 100 up there. And just in case y'all don't know, if you visited into the chat, coming in, you didn't give no thumbs up. But anyway, we got people that come in here from the UK too. They like to mess with Eagle. That's it. So we try to get the story. Matter of fact, if we have time, or sometimes Yasser will put stuff out there, but he doesn't always put stuff out there. This is boxing, but it's also grown folks chat. But I'll ask Yasser since he's in here. Hopefully he's still here. But Yasser Hussein. So when they talk about like the colonization and stuff like that over there in the UK or whatever, when you hear stories about that, or they even talk about any kind of slave trades and stuff, do they ever talk? What do they talk about? Where do they tell you guys that the slaves come from? They tell you they come from Americas, or do they tell you that they came from Africa, or both? Are the stories all uh, convoluted like they are here? It's just a question for y'all, sir. Back to boxing. We talked about it. Came up. Yeah, Derek Bay said, yeah, he said Burbick was a mask. Yeah, Burbick was like, his feet was like, he looked like Bambi. He was like, who else? No, I ain't trying to. No, it's not funny, but it is funny. But um, yeah, who was it? We had a few fighters that did that where the ref, sometimes the ref can't even grab you. Matter of fact, now you guys know this fighter. I don't now. This one really does slip my tongue here. Um, the one that Roy Jones had to get his revenge from. Who was that one that Roy Jones had to get his revenge from? Where Roy Jones did that to him. He hit him with a hook, and the guy did the same thing. Anytime you start running, anytime you get hit so hard, where you start running towards the ropes in your head, you just like it's almost like you want to die. I don't like myself for that, man. I can't be laughing about that. But anyway, when you look like you're running and you're about to dive out the ring, that's a damn shame when you're about to dive out the ring, man. When you get hit like that. Who was it? Darrell? What's his name? You guys know him. Who was that when the one that Roy Jones came back and got his revenge for? Come on now, y'all tell Eagle the story. Which one? Who was it? Was Darrell? Who was it? I can't remember, man. I know exactly what he looks like though. Stocky, short. Y'all know what I'm talking about. He's shorter but stocky. They're kind of thick. But remember the first time, because Roy Jones hit him, he was on the canvas. Roy Jones hit him with an uppercut, and he just plowed his face into the mat like. And Roy Jones got, Griffin. There it is, Griffin. Yeah, that's who it was, man. Matter of fact, both of his knockouts, he ended up on the canvas the same exact way. The first time, it might have been like it was a shot, right? But the first time, he stood like this for a second, right? And then he was like this, and then he just plopped his head into the mat, into the canvas, like, right? And then the second one, he got hit, and he just started running. I don't know what that is, man. It's something about somebody who gets knocked out and they run. That always mess with me. I'm like, why do they run? What the hell is he? What makes you? Okay, because you know how somebody gets knocked out and they still doing this on the floor. I mean, they're not good combinations, but they still like they on the floor like they knocked out and they doing this. But what makes the guy run though? What does that? What makes you just run? You get tagged and you just run. I don't understand. Either that's a whole hell of a lot of power, or just it does something to you. I don't know what it does, man. It's like getting in a car crash. There was a guy that got in a crash in the neighborhood one time. If I'm not mistaken, and they were saying that he got out of the car after the crash. He got out of the car. He just ran like 2 or 3 blocks for no. I mean, it's like, what the hell? What does running have to do with you getting in an accident? It's like, or when you get clipped, what makes you just run? Or are you trying to really just gather yourself? Because Burbick didn't run. Burbick was just he was trying to stand up, and he was reeling back like this. The arms were going back. He was doing like the backstroke. He just was doing everything. His legs was everywhere, but he's doing the backstroke to try to stay straight up. And then he fell forward. He just fell, and he was like, his mouth was all open. He was on all fours. He's on his knees and hands. But I don't know what gets that. But you get clipped to where you start running. Like, oh, shit. I tell you, the classic one, the one that really had me dying, I don't know if y'all seen this one. Let me know if you guys seen this fight. The one that actually had me dying. The one that had me dying on when somebody gets hit. And then I just talked about that running is the Mike Tyson. I don't know if y'all was watching boxing back then, but Mike Tyson versus Peter McNeely. If you haven't seen that, go back and look at that. It wasn't a knockout, but just when he got hit, he just started running, man. But he was running around the ring. He just started running around the ring. He didn't go down like Griffin. Griffin just like, ugly this face up and then just went down. A lot of them, their face get twisted and they just go down. Yeah. Okay, let me see what y'all sir got. I missed you completely, y'all sir. But y'all sir said the only slavery we ever got taught about was the Egyptian, Roman, and Greek eras in school. Okay, Egyptian, Roman, and era. Okay, so they kept. So in other words, over there in the UK, it's secret. And probably over in Spain, but guess what? Some of those families are still around though. Some of those native people, the native people that was taken from here, their lineage, they're still over in Spain, and they're still over in Portugal, and they're still over in England and other places, and they probably tell their stories. You just haven't dug, but you probably can dig over there and find some stuff. Anyway, Yasser again, he said they never talk about their old colonial ways in the curriculum here. Yeah, they of course. And not talking about something is just another way of what? Hiding something. That's all it is. It's just another way of just hiding something. When you don't talk about it, that means you hiding it. Now, if I tell you I don't want to talk about it today or at this moment, at this time, that don't mean I'm hiding it. Because I said I didn't want to talk about it like at this moment, like right now, because we're doing something. That's what I said. I didn't say I didn't never want to talk about it. But when you just don't talk about it, you're hiding it. Or when you cover it up. And you'll be surprised how many people I shut down when they start talking to me just on the street or random, or they think they went to school, they got a PhD or something like that. You'll be surprised how many people just get shut completely down by the ego. Ego don't even say that much, and they just get shut down like, they be all boisterous at first. Oh, yeah, blah, 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 blah. And then I hit them with a couple of words. They go, they just fold. All of a sudden, they got knees like a baby deer just barely standing up on ice. Okay, but what was all that talk about first? Because that's what they do, a lot of talk, and because of the education. They have the education and stuff, but I educate them. I said, yeah, but you got to understand that people were already here. You can't say that, everything's fair and square and stuff like that, or you can't say that certain people only lived in a certain spot. And see, that's another thing where they kill us. I didn't want to bring this up, but I have to. Is that they always look at the natives, and when they teach you guys, what they do is they always take the natives and they put the native in one area. Oh, your tribe lived only here. So we didn't travel. Everybody traveled, but we didn't. We had already been trading with successfully with Spain and all that. People don't want to talk about that. We had already been trading successfully with other countries before the main invasion. We already been trading and stuff, but we was only in one spot. So if they didn't know where that spot was, that's it. We was just ass out. We didn't go nowhere else. This is our land, but we just didn't go nowhere. Oh yeah, you just stuck right there. Y'all had to stay there. Who stayed there? People don't even stay where they supposed to be at now. Yeah, how many people come from overseas to land in America? How many people go from America to land in other countries? Get out of here. Nobody just stays in a box like that. You travel. You travel out. Now I'm not saying we walk from here all the way down to like South America. No. But we travel in our regions, and I mean, if somebody really wanted to go, that would be like a quest. If they did that, that's like a complete quest to where they just go and they're just telling, hey, family, hey. And that's not, usually families don't do that. That would have been guys doing that. So we're going to seek out, we're going to go way down, we're going to go way down south. They would have just done that, but that wasn't necessarily common, to go so far, yeah, but to go like way out of the way, that wasn't necessarily common like that. Hey, but I don't know. How long ago was that fight, man? If I pull that up, man, if I pull that up, I'll be in trouble, huh? I'll tell you what I can do though. I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna put up the link because I don't think all of y'all, some of y'all might not have seen it. Let's see. Try to not get myself in trouble. me see. Make sure I got everything. Yeah, I'll put. And this is I'm not promoting, but there's gonna be a lot to it where you guys can see it. But I'm gonna pull this one up. I'm just gonna copy it. Um, and I want y'all to look at this from the beginning. I just want y'all to see it. Like even from the beginning, I want y'all to see it. Just look at the face and everything. Hopefully this goes through. Let me see. Hopefully you guys can get it. Let me try to put it on here. Where am I at? Okay, I'll put it in here. You guys can go check it out. Yeah, y'all check that out. And you're gonna be dying. You're probably gonna be dying laughing. You're gonna be dying laughing. Believe me. It's skills versus no skills. It's just a wild man coming in. A wild man coming in just getting. You'll see. Even if you click on it, you'll see. You'll probably start laughing now. But that's just crazy. But the Colberts. Yeah, we're all over the place. Yeah, I said, but the Colberts. Yeah, so the Colberts. Those fighters like that. The Colberts. I'm not really 100% sold on Ennis. Even he has a good talk game, but I'm just sticking with the little guys. But the Colberts, the Fultons, people like that, the Aleems, these little guys, man, they have like. I kind of missed that. I think it was 122. I didn't know 122 was stacked. I didn't know. Because y'all didn't tell me. I didn't know. Because I really don't. I stay away from the small guys, but the 122 is kind of stacked, man. They got some fighters down there at 122. And I can see some good matchups, man. I can see some exciting fights. And if we're not going to get the big fights, and if we're not going to get the big guys to fight, then we got to rely on the little guys. If they got to take the shine, then let them take the shine. And a side note, not even, well, just part of the top two, though, but because I wasn't going to talk about the bigger guys, but I would love to see it. The Charlo, Benavidez, you act like you, if he really wants that, throw his ass in there. Throw Benavidez in there. I don't really think that he's decent, but I don't think he has the power to deter Charlo. He's going to get hit a lot in that fight. And he got to come out. He got to come out. I don't know. Anybody else agree with that? That if Benavidez fight Charlo, he got to come out. He has to make sure he come out strong. You can't be relaxing your way through a Charlo fight. You can't try to stay all relaxed and poised and just like act like you're gonna pick him off, because he's gonna catch that timing after a while, and you're probably gonna catch something that you wasn't expecting to catch. Like a counter right uppercut. On them jabs, those Charlo brothers have some of the, I don't know, their jabs, I think their jabs are actually underrated. They got some hard, powerful jabs, man. But I think we have to look forward to the little guys, man. The little guys, I guess they're going to take over. The big guys, we can't get nothing out of them. We don't really know. We're hearing stuff, rumors and stuff. I don't know what the whole AJ situation. I don't know if the smoke has cleared there and they settled it to where they're actually going to fight. Oh, you got David over Maul. Well, we're gonna see it. Is that worthy of Crow, or are you just talking? Because you're gonna get fed Crow that day. Maul is not losing to no Benavidez. It's not. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. And plus, the one thing I don't even trust Benavidez in the first place, because Benavidez is, how many times he lost? Did he lose the championship twice? I don't even trust him in the first place, because what weight is he fighting at? He want to fight somebody. What weight is he going to come in at? Is he going to come in at the right weight, or is he just going to come in all fat and shit? Oh, fighters like that, man. I can't believe that you even trusting his words, man. I don't trust fighters that I don't trust for weight reasons. Just like that, I'm not still 100% trusting Tank Davis. I still don't 100% trust him. You got to train a few days after you fight. You got to keep training because you can't trust yourself. Man, come on, man. Huh? You can't just take your entourage over to White Castle and shit. You know what I mean? You parked in front of. As soon as the fight over with, y'all head straight for White Castles or something, Checkers or something, Hardee's or whatever. As soon as the fight's over with, get out of here. I just don't. I just don't know if you missing weight. Is this the first time missing weight? When has Maul ever been stopped? Where are you getting this stoppages shit from? Does anybody believe Gil or anybody agree with Gil? I'm just saying because it's not a fight. I'm not fighting with Gil. That's his opinion. That's his opinion. Eric, which is just grown folks chat. Everybody can get it. Gil can get it, but Gil said he gets stopped. Why? Because of the derail? Is that what you're looking at? Wow. He gets stopped. All this hand checking stuff, all this, because you a little bit taller, all this kind of shit that plays into Charlie. You better try to look at it. That Charlie don't. The Charlie boys don't play that kind of like this, like trying to maneuver them around and do what you gonna do. That a little herky jerky shit ain't gonna do no. You gonna get caught. I would say within a couple of rounds he gonna get chin checked. He might not be out, but he gonna get hurt. He's gonna get hurt pretty fairly early in that fight. Long as if Maul comes out and fights, I don't know what you say, Derek Brady. You believe what Gil say? What about you, y'all? So you believe what Gil says? He says if Maul finally gets stopped, and the person who stops him is Benavidez. Benavidez he got too many demons, man. When I say too many, one. Wait. I can't trust his ass, man. You got to bring your ass in there and fight. I'm telling y'all right now that the punchers have they kind of have the edge. The way I see it is that they have an edge right now. Is the punchers. Yeah. But you're saying he gets stopped though. But anyway, I don't think he gets stopped. But if you say it, I'm gonna just go by what you say. I don't know if anybody else is in agreement with you, but we'll see. If somebody say, "Oh, I agree with Gil. I think he finally gets stopped," and this is who stops him. Well, and then again, if Benavidez is just such a stopper like that, then he should be rated higher for far as people's minds, like boxers and everybody else. We should be looking at him in a greater stance than we do. Is he gonna stop? I can see him. He might can beat Cinnamon Bun, maybe. I don't know. He might be made made to order. Even from what happened last year, I can believe anything right about now. Anything is possible. He crying. Yep. Okay, you believe anything is possible. It can happen. Okay, I put it to you like this, y'all, sir. Since Derek Brady didn't say nothing, and nobody else said nothing but Gil and you. So, if that is true, which is true, anything can happen. You're right. Anything can happen. So, are you willing to put wages in on that though? How much are you willing to wager on that? Since you put your heart behind it, you wholeheartedly believe, you're gonna put you're gonna put a C note behind that. Because I know anything can happen. We've been watching a lot of stuff happen. Most of the things have been going the way that we've seen it go. What's the biggest upset? It's not really an upset, but the biggest upset in the last few months has been the Lomachenko That's the biggest upset for a lot of people. Because a lot of people was like, oh, Loma got this. He didn't get it. The Jamel Charlo, that was his fights. Those weren't upsets. There's hardly anything that was upset. Tank Davis's fight, not an upset. Where else? We didn't really have like a lot of upsets like that. The fighters that should win, for the most part, have been winning. And the little guys are going to be the ones that turn up right now. If the 147, I'll start there. Or should we jump? Or is it 142? So we talk about, is 140? Are they ducking each other too now, or just so from 147 on up? Everybody's acting like they got it like that. Oh, I got it like that. Okay, so if everybody's acting like they got it like that, I don't think nobody's got it like that. But everybody's acting like, like it's this whole thing. Are you guys seeing this shit to where people are looking at like I'm the A side? That's what they're doing. It's kind of like I'm undercover A side. That's what they're trying to pull. Because even Plant's pulling that shit now. Everybody acts like, oh, well, you can wait. Well, I'm going to get to you. Just calm yourself down, son. I'm going to get to you. Everybody's playing that like I'm the boss. And right now, in boxing, we got too many bosses in the upper weights. Whereas now the little guys want to take over. Like, I just want to fight. I want to fight whoever's best. Whoever's next on the radar, that's who I want to fight. But the bigger guys from 147, I'm going to leave 140 out. But from 147 on up, everybody's worried about some kind of like a belt. Oh, I got to be able to, double up or something like that. I need to have a rematch clause. And rematch clauses, they don't mean nothing, I guess. Rematch clauses don't really mean nothing. But AJ got his right away, but shit, he could have got screwed out of his. Guess what? Wilder's didn't mean nothing. Because the rules are bendable by people that are in positions to bend the rules. And we got to be on the outside. And, well, how'd that happen? Please don't ask questions like that. Don't ask, how did that happen, when you already know that you're on the outside. And I'm going to read what you wrote first because you feel as you know what. And this is Gil Cole's down the bar. He said, Eagles wear protects his favorite fighters. I don't have a favorite fighter. Not really. I'm not going to protect him. Who's my favorite fighter right now? Fulton is my favorite fighter right now. Fulton. I can change up weekly. Right now, I like what Fulton did because he took the championship and he did it in a manner that nobody was expecting. He didn't get no knockout, but he was fighting inside. He didn't fight his usual fight outside. And Colbert. Those are my two favorite fighters right now. They did what they had to do. Earl was my favorite fighter, but it's already over with. He already beat Danny, so that's over with. So he can't be my favorite until yes, he does something that's my favorite again. But right now, Fulton, that's my favorite. Because a Ferrari didn't beat him, but he got taken out by the code. That's all it is. He got the code, that Roro code. So he got taken out for that, and he was like worried that he wasn't going to get a shot. Came back and got a shot and did what he was supposed to do. And see, Tyson Fury is Gil's favorite fighter. But he'll pretend like it's Keith. But he actually loves Tyson Fury. He loves him. Without a doubt, he loves Tyson Fury. Loves him. You guys got to be a little bit smarter too, though. I'm going to just bring this up. Certain people, I'm not going to name a person at all. Certain people, no, not certain people, scratch that. When people do a certain thing, like drinkers, when they drink or drunk, you can see it. Like, oh, okay, he drunk, or he a drunk, he alcoholic. You can see it. When people do certain other stuff, it might be drugs or whatever else, you can see it, right? If somebody was like a adrenaline junkie, where they just took adrenaline and shit, they flying all over the place, you can see it. When somebody's like a sedative type of person, you can see it. But I'm telling you what happens. A lot of times what happens when you do certain stuff, not only, even if you're off of it, your whole mannerism shows it still. Like most time I can pick out somebody, like somebody who does, like for instance, coke, like a coke snorter. I can pick them out. If I'm around them just a little bit, I'm like, oh yeah, you do coke. Or you have done coke, you've done a lot of coke. You could tell that they've actually done a lot of coke. People who smoke a whole lot of weed, you could tell that they smoke a whole lot of weed. People who drink a lot, you can tell that they drink a lot. Now, what's my point on that? The point I'm bringing up on that is you got some people that's around, even if they're in boxing, you could tell that they dirty, even if they're not dirty. That's all I'm saying on that. But I know Gil love him some Tyson Fury though. Okay, y'all, so no wager. So he said no. He said no wager. I said I don't believe that would happen, but I also believe that Fury wouldn't be able to put Wilder away, or Ruiz put AJ away. Yeah. Well, we knew Ruiz was gonna get rid of AJ because we talked about that up way before. We already said that, at least in Eagles Web. I already said that AJ is gonna get exposed. We didn't know exactly who, but him rather than anybody else, he got his hands up. Gil Cosa Eagles were protected. Okay, it's paper fight. He said credit for it. Y'all, sir said credit for the immediate rematch goes to the germ. Yeah, but you got to put that shit in, I guess. But hey, do you believe in rematch clauses now, or do you have any doubt about rematch clauses? Who has any doubt about rematch clauses? Does anybody have any doubts about it? I got doubts about it. Yeah. Yeah. Y'all, sir said he active like that. He got White a rematch for Mando. He crying. Yeah. I don't know, Derek. Hey, y'all got Cash App? I don't care. We'll set it up. If y'all want to, we can start setting. Hey, we can set stuff up like that, and we can do what y'all want to. Y'all can do like we can do a cash thing for like you put so much in, and I get y'all a prize because I got nice prizes too, way worth more than what y'all gonna put in anyway. We can do it that way, or we can just do like the winner take all, or first, second, whatever. We can do like a series, whatever y'all want to do. We'll set it up. This is part of y'all's chat too, so we can do it too. However y'all want to set it up, we can do it. I don't care. So we can bet everyone that's talking about, okay, this is Gil Cole. Everyone talking about fighting ain't established yet. Once that happens, A side, B side, who has fought 60, 40, 50, 50, etc. Yeah. The whole thing about the whole thing about it, Gil, about the 60, 40, it's already, see, you'd have missed the whole point. And Derek Bailey, you got to go shake Gil's ass awake. Because Gil, we already talked about it. If it's for a strap, it's already written in they rules. It's already, the amount is already written in their rules. They just have to negotiate outside of that. It's already written in there. It's not nothing that we got to add to it because it's already right there. If it's in black and white, if it says what the champ is starts off at 65-35. If it already says that, then that's what it is. We can't get all excited. Oh, no, he deserved more than that. That has shit to do with us. That's in their bargaining process. It don't have nothing to do with us. You know what I mean? We don't have shit to do with that. And I really don't care. We're going to do it. Oh, y'all sir clowning. Y'all sir said just because Gil is a furry fan like that, and I did not know from here on, he said, I'm not going to take the piss out of Keith no more. He's crying. Yeah. Hey, That's he the biggest fan of Fury though. Keith is like his is like a disguise for Gil. Keith, he really loves Fury. He loves, I mean, love. He in love with Fury. I mean, Gil is in love with Tyson Fury for some reason. Because I've been noticing like all the different chats, because Gil's always defending him. Oh man, y'all stop doing. Who's looking at his body? Gil be getting all like he gets all crazy about Fury. He get crazy about Fury. I heard people will write certain stuff down. Gil, he love him. He go with Keith because Keith is a Florida man, but he loves some Tyson Fury. He love him. But y'all start crying. Yeah. But all this other shit, all this A, B, whatever, man. But everybody right now, it don't matter if they established or not, Gil. And you're right. Everybody's putting on that freaking coat. Everybody got that A-side coat on. Let me put the A-side coat on. Y'all can't touch me. I'm A-side up in here. And what we gonna do when everybody's going back and forth like that? If you keep going back and forth with the, I'm the guy, man. You got to come see me. The mafia shit. We're not gonna get nowhere. And I asked a question earlier, and Derek didn't answer. Nobody really answered. So I'm gonna have to put it out there for Bud. And see, this is the thing. For me, is I know Bud is just not the brightest lamp on the street. I don't know if it's because the street's more. I just don't know. But Bud could have, if he really wants Earl, he said, he could have used his belt as a little bit more leverage. I'd be throwing that belt up at Earl. I wouldn't be talking about that I'm gonna do this and do that. I'd be like, you know what? You said it's strap season. I got a strap. That's all I'll be saying. I'll just keep saying it. I said, those your words. He don't know how to reverse it up and just tell Earl, you ain't keeping the same energy. You talking about a strap? I'll be holding my belt up like this. Talking about, look, you talking about strap season. Be waving my belt back and forth. Like, you talking about strap season, I got a strap. Come see me. Come see me about this strap. You want this strap? You want to trade this? You want to try to get this? And I end up with 3? That's what he got to do or whatever, But I don't know what kind of side. If that's the case, because we're looking at just that part of it. But we already know about this too. We know about this too, right? So if this guy has anything to do with it, then, hey, that kills it right there. And this is another question though, and I don't like to berate Bud or nothing like that, but this is a serious question I need to answer before I even go on. I need an answer to this. When it comes to Bud Crawford, and give me a one or give me some kind of explanation or say anything. And I don't even know if I'm gonna give my side on it. Because for me to have the question, you guys would probably already know that I got an answer if I got the question for it. Okay, so for Bud Crawford, who is the WBO champ of the welterweights right now, is he on page with Bob Arum? Or do you think, are they actually seeing eye to eye? In other words, is Bud in the same loop with Bob Arum? Or is something missing? Now, you could expound upon it, or you could just, if you think that Bud is like on point with Bob, put up a 1. If you think another way, or if you want to say something about it, I'm not gonna go on until y'all answer it, until y'all say something. I'm not gonna do nothing. Because I want somebody else to answer this for me too, because I don't want to be the one that is always saying this. I want somebody else. I want to see if somebody else can see a little bit of something. You might not see the exact same thing, but I just want to see if somebody sees a little bit of something. Is Bud on page with Bob Arum? Or is something wrong? Or what the hell is it? Because we're going to keep talking about this, and I don't want to keep going through this back and forth. Earl, EJ Bud. Who's ducking who, and this and that. Come on. It's... Because I think the latest that I heard was that EJ was going in on Bob Arum for disrespecting Al Heyman and lying on Al Heyman. Like Al Heyman is not going to want them to fight. Al Heyman don't care who you fight. Al Heyman cares about getting you some money. And that's just opposite, isn't it? Isn't that opposite? Because remember, we went all the way back. Matter of fact, that was one of the questions, wasn't it, Gil? That was one of the questions, Derek Beatty, that you had during the championship. Did I ask you about that? Did I ask you there was a certain senator that had to have a formal inquiry to get Marvin Hagler in a championship fight? And you guys answered that. And we know who the opposition was in that. We know that Bob Arum was involved with that. The money protector. Did he put on a new skin? I'm just asking. Did he put on a new skin? It's not the same Arum. I'm not gonna keep going, but I'm gonna read something out, and then y'all can just say what you got to say. Oh, see, now he mad. Look again. I got under Gil's skin, y'all. He got mad. He got mad at me. So I'm just reading his comment. Gil Cole said, "Oh, Eagles' favorite fighters are AJ and Floyd." No, I can't stand either one of them. He already know that. He know how. Everybody know. I just got to talking bad about Floyd because Floyd, he might have been able to help one of his fighters win because of his experience. And the other fighter, he might have gave some advice to keep his chin down. Because he had one fighter that was fighting somebody on 24-hour notice, and his other fighter just lost a championship. And his fighter was talking big. And I'm talking about Leo. He was talking big before the fight. How he wanted to go down in history as one of the best all time, and you got your ass whooped already. So you got to start over from scratch when it comes to that. Derek Bay said, we need a good fight to get on, though. Yeah, hell yeah, somebody need to just fight good. And then we can start. Then we'll forget about all this other shit. We'll forget all about the EJs and Buzz and all that. But I don't care if somebody steals their shine. For me, I don't give a damn. If you're a bright bulb, but if you just start to fade, then you start to fade. If somebody outshine you, that's them. And it wasn't on us, it's on you. Because you should have kept your shine going. You let that shit going. Eagles Web don't understand what I'm saying, yeah. I don't understand what you say. I know what you're saying, man. You said everybody, okay, the last thing you said was that everybody is just talking about fighting ain't established yet. You said once that happens, A side, B side, who has fault? You said 60-40, 50-50, etc. Who has fault? Well, a lot of these guys are like they up and coming. But my point was I'm talking about the ones that's already established. That's what I was talking about. The ones that's already established. I'm not going to get into the negotiation because it's already set. We talked about that before. We already talked about that. I read the whole thing out. I gave y'all the link, everything. I'm trying to think if I even put it on screen. No, but I was reading it. And D to the Bailey note, I was reading it out about the whole rules about the welfare check, what you get when you fight at different weights. I read all that shit out. So it's not something that we got to even worry about on something like that. But if I missed you, brother, we'll talk about it. You just holler at me. We'll talk about it. I might have missed. I might have dropped the ball. Eagle dropped the ball. Oh, no big deal. I got a whole web around me, so sometimes I drop a ball. Yeah. Yo, Cole's crying. He said all these fighters are going to end up doing the same thing these fighters do now. I know. They just see, and now I'm glad. See, now that's one of the most powerful things. It's real simple, but that's one of the most powerful things. I give you a thumbs up on that. That's one of the most powerful things you could have said, Gil. Because now you're looking like an adult past. You're looking into the situation and you're seeing what's going on. He's like, no, they just killing it for these new fighters. Because as soon as these fighters get a belt, Derek Bailey, what they gonna do? They gonna think that I'm the A side. I'm the 70-30 now. See, that's exactly, see? And see, Gil hit it finally. It take Gil forever, don't it? It take Gil forever to finally hit a good point, and then he hits a good point. And that's a good point. Yep. So if that's what you were saying earlier, yeah, now you hit it, now you put it down the right way. So now that's a good point. Derek Beatty said Bud is in his own universe. So Bud is just, I don't know, man. Bud is just not right, man. He got to, if you want to get a fight with somebody, you got to negotiate it a whole different way. At least, well, Danny talks shit a certain way. But then again, what Danny got to realize is Earl already talked about fighting him way before that, see? And Earl talked about fighting Sean Porter way before that. He's talked about fighting Keith way before that. See, the thing about it, see, this is what Earl, and this may be why Earl is just don't give a shit about some of these fighters now, is because what happened is Earl told all these fighters he wanted to smoke way before. He was 5-0 and he was talking about Keith. See? How many fights he got now? 5-0, and he already wanted smoke. Nobody gave it to him. Maybe they should have gave him the smoke back then. Maybe they could have exposed Earl, but now Earl been fighting too damn long. Yeah, but in my agreement with you, Derek Bailey, is I have to agree with that. That Bud is on some shit that I don't even know, and that's a good way to put it. That he's on his own universe, because I don't know where the hell to put Bud at. And I'm gonna stick with what I said last year, or maybe the year before. It might have been last year. It seemed like it might have been last year, or it might have been the year before. But anyway, I said, this is what I said. I said the reason Bud made that decision to stick with Arum, I don't think that was Bud. That seems like that's more of a parental thing. It didn't seem like that would be Bud. And yes, he's just like that. I don't know, man. Just seeing both of them, who would you rather be with? Would you rather be with Al, do business with Al Haymon? And this is, I'm not throwing Bob under the bus, because Bob is already, he's under the bus already. But who would you rather roll with? Just think about it. Would you rather roll with Al Haymon or Bob Arum or Don King? Which one? Out of those three, who would you pick? Yeah, Gail said one because he keeps re-signing with Top Rank. Yeah. Yeah, see, that's the whole thing, man. We can't get Bud. And people get so mad when you talk about Bud. We're not talking about his skill set no more. We talking about the shit that he's doing. I mean, you ain't trying to get the fight. Ain't nobody gonna fight you. You keep this stupid shit up. If you keep acting like you're too good, and now let me bring this point up too, Derek. That if you're saying that you don't want to fight certain fighters, but those are the top fighters, then where have you just put yourself? Just simple question. Where have you just put yourself if you say you're not going to fight the fighters, just the top fighters? What have you just done? It is not what have you done from the late, but what are you doing to yourself? When you throw your own competition under the bus, what are you doing for your own self? What are you doing for your own legacy, your own brand? What are you doing? Is it just me? Am I the only one who can see this shit, or somebody else got eyesight? I don't know. I don't know. If somebody don't want to have eyesight, but that's stupid. Yeah. Yeah, Bud said, Bud's worried about clout and shit, because I'm reading what you said already, just the start of your sentence and shit. Bud said if EJ retired right now, he wouldn't get into the Hall of Fame. So that shows you how he thinks. What kind of dumb shit? See, Bud, how is Bud thinking? He's not looking at it. This is grown folks chat. So Bud Crawford couldn't even fit in here because this is grown folks chat. He couldn't talk with us. If we knew him like that, we couldn't talk to him. It's like, we can't talk to you, brother. Are you saying stupid shit like that? And they want, and Loma is a Hall of Famer and got 2 losses with a handful of fights. Get out of here. You can't say that. You can't say, especially Earl been through that shit. Earl got beat up by a Ferrari and came back and got a good win. He got names under his belt. Don't say he can't go down as a Hall of Famer. And you guys know I got strict rules for Hall of Famers, but a lot of them may be able to squeak in because I have a minimum amount of fights that you have to have in order to be a Hall of Famer. That's in my opinion. You have to have that. But Bud just coming out saying shit, but he needs to shut his ass up, man. What you need to do is fire Arum. That's what you need to do. Get on page with him. You need to go put your foot in his tail and say, Arum, I need to get these fights. Stop trying to protect your money. Because Bud don't even know that Arum is a money protector. And it's part of his MO from jump. Oh, okay. Derek Bay said it was supposed to say bet on. He wouldn't. Well, you was right on the first one. You said getting into the Hall of Fame. Yeah. He wouldn't bet in the Hall of Fame. That was supposed to be a bet. Whatever. Okay. But anyway, Derek Bailey, again, he said that Mayweather syndrome kicks in when they get a belt. Yep. That's exactly what it is, man. The Mayweather syndrome. That's another good saying. So the Mayweather syndrome is when you get a belt, you think that you just A side all of a sudden. I'm A side now. Ain't no damn A side. Everybody talking about they A side. The Mayweather syndrome. That's what it is too, though. That's grown folk. Young folks gonna get mad. Oh no, don't be saying that, Eagle. Don't let them say that in your chat. They can say what they want to. Keeping yourself from getting the big fights, and that's exactly what it is. See, Derek Bailey got it right away. He said, you keeping yourself from getting big fights. He said, you erase people. Huh? If you're going to erase everybody from your competition, then what else is there for you? Who wants to see you fight anybody if you erase your whole competition by saying, oh, no, I ain't up to fighting him. No, that's not what I want. I want this fight only. Just because you got a WB Oops belt don't mean that you automatically get Earl. And I know everybody wanted to fight Earl, but I want him to fight Earl, but I don't like the stand that he took before he tries to get Earl. I don't like that. So don't get me wrong. It's not that I don't want Bud to fight Earl. It's just I don't like his stand, the stand that he took. Because he more or less saying Ugas and everybody else, oh, forget you, Sean Porter, Danny Garcia, Ugas. Well, who else is up? Who's left? This Manny and EJ. So since you shit on these other fighters, if you don't get Manny or EJ your next 1 or 2 fights, then who do you fight? And what does that do for your legacy? What does that do for your pocketbook? Now you turning yourself into a clown with your actions. And we like you. We like you got a good skill set and all that. We like you as Bud. We like you as the boxer, but as the businessman, man, you out there, dude. I'm just sorry, man. You out there, man. But Derek Bailey hit this shit just right. He said, keeping yourself from getting big fights. Stupid as shit. Derek Bailey said, Bud is stuck on being a champ in 3 weight classes. Bud is just, I'm tired of talking about it like that. But the reason I brought it up, because I just wanted to see where your guys' thoughts were. I already knew where your thoughts was going to be. Some of you. Gil Cole said, Bud said that he hasn't had a legacy fight yet. Now is his chance. So that means money shouldn't be the issue. Make it about the legacy. Okay, but who is he going to fight for the legacy, Gil? If you just heard what I said, now you just got to discounting 3 fighters. You more or less erased 3 of the top 6 welterweights. You erased them from your memory. So who do you fight for legacy now? He can't sit around for 2 years and then try to fight Earl. He can't sit around for 2 years and fight Danny or even Sean. He can't just sit around that many years and try to fight somebody. Because remember, he was acting like a baby earlier. If you guys remember some of our chats, remember he's acting like a baby at that one point where he said, oh, I guess I'll sit out a year. Remember? We talked about this. He was talking about sitting out. Oh, I'm going to just sit out. Oh, it's like, get your ass out of here with that, man. Because y'all don't even remember. I only know Derek Bailey remember that. Remember I told you he was acting like a baby? He was acting like a baby talking about, I'm just going to sit out for a year. Oh, I'm like, oh, okay. He can't get the fight he want. He going to just sit out. That's too many things. He's putting strikes against himself, y'all. You're putting strikes against your own self when you say you're going to sit out. You eliminate 3 of the top 6 fighters in welterweight. You just eliminate them. I don't want to fight them. I'm going to sit out. You can't do sit-outs and get fights. That's just, I don't know. I don't know. He might be that popular with Yasser Hussein. He might be that popular, but he's not that popular with me. Where you that good where you can just sit fights out. You ain't no damn Ali. I'm going to just sit a couple of fights out. Nope. Derek Bailey said EJ, he said Porter, Garcia, and Thurman have all fought each other. Hey, there you go. There goes another point. And see, so the problem with me, people say, oh, he hating on Bud. No. I just say it again and again, I don't like the way Bud is presenting himself in this case when it comes to, I'm going to fight EJ, I want to fight EJ, but you throw the rest of them, so you're going to throw. So, in other words, this is what you're going to do. So, you're going to throw Porter under the bus. You're gonna throw Garcia under the bus. You're gonna throw Thurman under the bus. And see, I said 3. That's actually 4 fighters. And you're gonna throw Ugas under the bus. 1, 2. Yeah, that's that's 4 because we left one out. I don't want Porter. I don't want Garcia. I don't want Thurman, and I don't want Ugas. So 4. So 4 of the top 6. You more or less threw them under the bus. And so that's gonna make it so they not gonna be interested in fighting either. I don't want to fight him. I don't care about his belt. And then who you end up fighting? And are you doing that? Another question. Are you doing that so all you have to fight is Jeff from Tire Shop? Is that the reason you're doing it? Because you're making us not understand why you're doing shit. Yeah. Go get your ass a fight. Get a legacy fight. You said, would it be fair for Usyk to get 50-50 with EJ at heavyweight just because he was undisputed at cruiserweight? Hell no. Gil Coles, and I see y'all sirs agreeing with you, but what you guys are missing is we talk about this. We've been talking about this forever. Is you got to separate this shit and understand that sometimes it's agenda. And we didn't delve into it or anything like that. We may end up talking about it. But I'll say it loud right now that the prototype AJ may not be getting looked at as the future on that side of the pond right now. So even if we say 50-50 is not fair, believe me, there's other things, there's other reasons, man. There's other reasons, man. We just not gonna get it. We're not gonna get all into that. We'll take one step at a time. Eventually we'll crack it open like we always do. Because this is how Eagle do. We just take step by step. We just start gliding. We just, that's how we do. As a team. As you guys being web watchers as a team, that's what we do. All the time is we just got to glide and glide. We just like, okay, we got to go with it. But the Bud shit is the dumbest shit that I've seen, that I've heard. When you're going to avoid 4 fighters. Because just because you got a WBO belt, you can avoid 4 fighters. Got this something ain't working for me, man. Something ain't working for me, man. But anyway, I'm gonna let y'all go, man. I can keep going, but I'm gonna let y'all go today, man. Y'all have a wonderful weekend, man. We'll get back to it. If I come up with something else, as y'all know, this always look out because you never know. Eagle might come up. I might do like some kind of update or something like that, or anything. You never know. That's why I need to start doing more. You know what I'm saying? I need to start doing more like updates and all that. But yeah. But get your head out your butt. And D-Lo all at the end of the show. But I appreciate my brother coming by. D-Lo 404 came in and said salute. But yeah, man. The little guys is just taking over. And Bud, like I said, Bud has scratched too many people off on his list. And I don't know how we gonna get can you just forgive Bud for that? I don't know. Before we leave, anybody answer that? What can you do? What can you do? Oh yeah, I gotta do some other stuff too, D-Lo. Yeah, D-Lo. I don't. Yeah, Friday when we do the rap, man, I usually try to stay. Yeah, Gilco says only one Tyson Fury. Okay, but somebody give me that. Somebody give me that. Because Bud has erased 4 fighters from his list in welterweight. And so if he erased 4 fighters, who the hell does Bud fight if he is not getting Pacquiao or Earl in his next 1 or 2 fights? Who does Bud fight if he got rid of the other top 4? Because those are the top 6 right there. Excluding him, that makes 7. So what does Bud do? It's a question that I present to you guys. What the hell does he do? If you say I'm not fighting him, and then there's nobody left, what the hell do you do now? I don't know. Bud be making some moves, man. He does scary moves to me. It's just like, what the hell are you doing, dude? Why are you shooting yourself in the foot? And y'all thought I was playing because the last time I said that was been months ago. And I told y'all that Bud he commits his own freaking. No, Ugas is already no. Ugas is already included. Derek, he already scratched all them off. He scratched off Thurman. He scratched off Porter. He scratched off Danny Garcia. He scratched off Ugas already. So who's left? Boots. Is that what is that the next fight we want to see for Bud? All that's going to do, I'm telling you what that's going to do. That's making people get even madder at Bud. I'm not saying he deserved it, but I'm saying some people are going to be like, oh, now it's all Bud trying to fight Ennis. He trying to fight Boots. He didn't want to fight Ugas. He didn't want to fight Danny Garcia. He didn't want to fight Porter. See? What that look like? But you want to fight Earl. Because for me, it's going to look like a drop down. I don't know. Ennis might be ready, and it might be a good fight. Ennis can win. I'm not saying it like that. But a lot of fans is going to look at you like, what the hell? What kind of move was that? I don't know. What kind of move y'all see it as? Yeah. But D'Lo said if he gets him in the ring, he likely erases their ass there too. He can't. It's going to be harder to get somebody in the ring that you dismissed. Gil Cole said Bud going to 154 for male. I know a lot of people were scared of that fight too. A lot of people was like, "Oh no, y'all trying to get Bud killed." Yes, I want to get all of them killed. You in the hurt business. That's what you in. You in the business to fight. If you talking about you want male, and then you shouldn't have put male in your mouth if you didn't want to fight him. Bud got too many stories, man. I don't know about y'all. It's just too many stories, and it's just too much, man. He a great fighter, but it's just too many stories. And you stay your ass out the ring too long, even if you're a great fighter, you ain't getting no rounds in, and you gonna fight one of these desperate ass guys. And Porter desperate too. You fight Porter, it's not gonna be it's not gonna be as fun as you think it's gonna be. Even if you fight Danny, it's not gonna be fun as you think it's gonna be. It's just not. I just don't see it right now because a lot of these fighters are fighting for their careers right now. And you got a fighter that's dismissing fighters that's fighting for their career. I don't know. I don't have the same look at you. I can't look at you as a fighter. I can say, oh, you got great skills, but I cannot look at you as a fighter like that. No, the fighter that I thought you was, as far as characterized, I can't. I'm not going to be able to give you the nod, baby. I'm sorry. I cannot give you that nod. I can't. I cannot. Somebody who just act like it and really want it all the time. Yeah, we'll just throw somebody in there. I don't care who it is. A lion, tiger, bear, whatever. Throw him in there. I want that. I got more respect for him because he know what kind of business he in. But when you just scratching people off and you already got a controversy or promoter and all that, and then you saying that you can't get the fight made, I don't know. It's too many stories, too many sides. It's your side, there's Aram's side, and whatever else. And we can always say that you're going to do this and do that. But I don't know. You haven't fought the very best at 147. I'm sorry. And you did get your chin checked by somebody who's not in the top 5. Huh? So I don't know. When we see it, then we'll talk about it. But that's one thing we're going to have to do. We're going to have to see it. But Gil's stupid, though. Gil's like, the 154. Yeah, go on, take your ass up there. But everybody, Gil, I was in the chat and everybody was crying about that. No, y'all trying to get him killed. We ain't nobody trying to get. Yeah, we trying to get him killed because he's in the boxing business. That's his job. He can fight. He can fight Mel. He can go and fight Mel. Gil calls it Derek Bailey. Bud gonna need that 50-50. Yeah. Bud need that 50-50. Yeah. But D'Lo said that all them guys at 147 stay dismissing somebody. I want to see some good fights. You can't get no good fights if everybody start crying, if everybody's dismissing everybody. But the point I was making, D'Lo, is that Bud just came out and said right away who he did, like more or less, I'm not fighting him. So what do you, the point is, how do you, as a business person, not just as a fighter, but if you already erase 4 people that's in the top 7, top 6, if you already erase them, then who the hell do you fight if you can't get the top 2? If you can't get to the belt holders, then who do you fight? That's the point. That's the point. Who do you fight? All of them talk shit about each other, but who do you fight though? But they'll still fight each other. They're not dismissing each other to the point that they're not gonna fight four of them. Who's saying no? I ain't gonna fight him, him, him? Who's doing that besides Bud? That's all I'm saying. This ain't a Bud jump because people see it. Oh, he jumping on Bud again. No, you jumped on yourself. You jump on yourself when you dismissing people. You can't get a fight, can't get a contract, and now Earl's coming out saying that Bob Arum was just disrespecting Al Heyman and stuff. So the shoe fits on Bob Arum. I can see Bob Arum saying all kinds of crazy shit because Bob Arum says crazy shit about Terrence Crawford. Or did everybody forget? I'm not even gonna bring it up, man. But you already know that he's not with a guy that's in his best interest. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, he might as well kill you, stupid. Yeah, he might as well though. Bud might as well fight Jake or Logan Paul. Go ahead and get that done, man. Shit. You don't want nobody. You don't want the top 4 or 5. Then shit, go on to fight Jake. You get a price. Hey, all these internet trolls, Bud to get a fatter check for fighting one of them than he would fighting one of these other champs or one of these other fighters. Think about it. Because one of those guys is real popular. The one guy is way popular, so you can get some money off of fighting him. And I think it's the other one. I don't think it's the one that fought Nate. I think it's the other one that's more popular. But they both popular shit. Shit, you might get $1 million buys on that on the pay-per-view. Dilo404 again. He said I'm gonna make some calls this weekend and see if I can't get either Thurman versus Porter made or either of them versus Bud. Maybe even Bob versus Momac. Yeah, Momac. Oh, Momac. Yeah, Momac need to slow it down on them burgers though, huh? Momac back there looking like a burger mascot or something. You need to slow it down. But anyway, man, let me get up out of here, man. Y'all always hold me up. D-Lo come in here and start some shit, and then y'all end up holding me up a little bit. But yeah, Bud, stop burning your damn bridges and shit. You know what I mean? Just stop that stupid shit, man. You burning your own bridges, man. And then when you don't get that pay, you already wanted to compare paychecks, and I got kind of a little bit of doubt that you got the money that you saying you got. But my web is stupid on Friday, man. So anybody visiting that came in, man, just forgive the web. They act up on Fridays. But then again, they act up all the time, man. My shout out to all the real people that I see. And my shout out to all y'all that mess with me, man. This is Friday, man. Y'all gonna have this weekend, man. Nothing but blessings. You know how we do it, man. Up here in Eagles Way of Boxing. The crazy ass Eagles, the crazy ass web up in here. Yeah. Yeah. I had to write something different today to y'all. Yeah. On my way out, I had to write something different. You guys know I stay on for a couple of seconds, even though I kill the mic and everything. But you know, I don't want them to cut too much out of my live stream. Sometimes they do that. They do a lot of cutting and shit like that. So anyway, y'all know what it is, man. Yeah. Oh, okay. D-Lo said I miss being in here. He said work got me effed up. Yep. All right, but it's always salutes, brother. We glad to see you, man. It said I be needing you in here, man, but that work got you, man. I be needing you sometime because you got to calm Gil's crazy ass down. Got to calm my little brother down. But y'all know what it is, man. Yo. I'm going to catch y'all, man.